politicians have started campaigns in Kenya. Honorable Raila Odinga seems to have started his campaigns. Today, the deputy president is in Kisii as I speak. He's fundraising for various groups, including youth and border riders. And to show how 2022 is going to be a very competitive affair, Raila Odinga has officially actually started his campaigns. Last weekend, he was in Kakamega.
Tujaona vile hii mambo ya COVID itakwenda, tunasema tunataka tufanye ile ni kusafisha chama. Hapa strengthening the party. For the grassroots. Pale ambayo kuna ulegevu tunaziba. Kama wengine ambaye alikuwa ametoroka, ajeni unaangalia. Kama wewe ulitoroka ukaenda pale nyingine, ukirudi sawa, lakini huwezi kurudi ukaingia kwa pale vile uliacha. Nyinyi hapa chini mshike doria. Si mnashika doria? Kivitu mtashika doria? Nyinyi wote mshike doria? Nataka mshike doria mara hii, nataka ODM ichukue viti vyote. Kakamega tutaki madoa.
Spent quite some days there holding a series of meetings with leaders led by the governor, Wycliffe Oparanya, who also happens to be the chair of the Council of Governors. And all that was in preparation for the ODM party strategizing at the local level to ensure that the grassroots is okay and that the memberships understand and know that he is going to give a stab at the presidency. If somebody was doubting that he will be in the 2022 race, then this is the time to confirm. Earlier in the week, Raila Odinga met other politicians. For example, he met Joshua Kutuny from Cherangani and businessman Buzeki for a strategy meeting at his office in Upper Hill. Later, he actually met a Maasai delegation, which included the former Speaker of Nairobi County, Speaker Magelo, and the MP for Kajiado East, among others. And in fact, the former governor of Kajiado was also in that team. And this has been a strategy meeting, and he has had many other meetings like this to prepare the ground for his entry and start of campaigns, which, according to me, he has already officially started. Now, yesterday, we saw he had a meeting in Voi, which is now public, because most of those meetings he has been having, office meetings and ground meetings. But now he moved to Voi, to where he was massively voted in 2017 elections, actually as part of Coast, where he's been enjoying massive following.
Siwezi naumia. Wanasema hata mdogo akifanya mapenzi vile vile nyasi naumia. Ile pesa ambayo wanavurutana naye juu yake ni shilingi bilioni 316 pekee yake. Ni kama toni ya maji kwa bahari. Hii bajeti mwenyewe ni trilioni 3 na kitu. Yaani ile ambayo wanavutana naye ni kama 10% pekee yake. Tunataka kupitia kwa BBI kuleta sio 10, 35 kuangalia juu ije hapo mashinani.
So this was a test run in Voi to see how the ground is going to receive him. And actually people turned in large numbers to receive him. And he talked about handshake, he talked about BBI, he talked about a host of many issues which relate to Kenyans. So officially, he has started. But there are many issues apart from his weekend meeting. Actually, I have it on record here that this coming weekend, he will be in Kakamega back again to organize his campaign strategies there and meet local leaders and a series of other political activities. all this, as he will be officially moving now around to counter what we have seen the deputy president doing. And remember, the deputy president has been on it since 2013 as a deputy president, and 2017 he has now increased his presence across the country. In all these, there are things he will be selling. There are issues he will be wanting to discuss with Kenyans, with the local populations. Remember, he said that his presidential campaigns, or 2022, he will only talk about them after BBI. So we can actually here speculate and analyze that there are several issues he wants to take to the ground, to the people, as a tester to see whether he will be received. One of those is the BBI and handshake. When he was in Voi yesterday, he talked extensively about the need to unite Kenyans under the BBI and why he had greetings or the handshake with the president. And so, as he goes to the ground, one of those very, very important messages he'll be having is the BBI message, because he said soon the BBI reggae will be back, and so he'll be going out to sell his idea and Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta about the BBI and handshake. So that is one of them. And again, as he does that, he will find that some people will be having issues about that, which takes me to the second issue. He will be coming to the ground or going to the ground and finding an economy in tatters. Now, after Corona or during Corona, the Kenyan economy has come down. It has come down almost tumbling. And so as he goes to the ground to explain about the BBI, the handshake, he will also find that people need money in their pockets. Families have been impoverished by this. Matatus, you know what has happened. We know what has happened to the farming community. We know what has happened to the SMEs. We know. So the economy is in bad shape. He will have to explain what issues or how he's going to tackle this now that he's working with the government. He's working with Uhuru Kenyatta. How is he going to explain this to the masses in terms of trying to bring hope and strategies to use to ensure the economy is back? And that is a big challenge. The other issue, which is related to actually Corona, the other issue is unemployment levels. As I said, Corona has seen something close to 2 million Kenyans getting unemployed. Now, this is in the formal and informal sector. And you see, this has been devastating for many families. Many families have even moved from towns to their rural homes with their children because of this. And trying to bring the political message to such people who have been impoverished because of what has happened, and even what used to happen previously before that, because the Kenyan economy has not been doing well in the last 2 years. So there is a problem, and the Corona has exhibited this. And so when he goes to the ground, as he's now looks like he has started, it's going to be business as usual. He has to explain what he's doing with his political colleague or friend, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, to ensure that these levels of unemployment, especially among the youth, is tackled once and for all. Then he will also go and find the hustler narrative campaigns on the ground. As I said, Deputy President William Samoei Ruto is in Kisii today, and he's actually tellingly, supporting youth groups, border riders, the women groups, and this will be a challenge.
Abantu bami ntombo ya more. Boya more naende. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Hebu nione kwa mikono. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Hebu nione kwa mikono. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Basi kwanza mimi nachukua nafasi hii kuwashukuru watu wa Kisii County na watu wa Kisii Town kwa kutukaribisha hapa nyumbani kwenu. Walisema hasla hatakuja. Nimekuja, sijakuja. Mumenikaribisha, hamujanikaribisha. Hebu tuwaonyeshe hasla hapo area. na mambo bado. Sijui kama tunaelewana. Tunataka kuwaeleza wale ambao wanapanga njama ya kupiganisha vijana, tuwaambie wajinga waliisha. Kama wanataka watu wa kupigana, walete watoto wao na bibi zao wapigane. Kama ni aje watu wa Kisii.
Because you see, this is empowerment as relates to the politics or long-term politics, you can call it. And so the Raila Odinga will have to explain why BBI is important. BBI Regi is important to the people as compared to empowerment, and what the government is doing vis-a-vis empowerment programs. Which empowerment programs do we have in place for people to come back to where they were or to be in better position, remembering that many people have lost their jobs, others have had pay cuts, others have had businesses closed, and so it will be a big challenge he will be confronted with as he takes. Remember, the Deputy President, William Samoei Ruto, has been on the ground as long as I can remember, since he became Deputy President, all corners of this republic. And as the Honorable Raila Odinga travels, he will find all these, and he has to contend with. Then the other issue he has to contend with is the 2022 political groupings. Now, because this looks like the first time the Honorable Raila Odinga will be on the ground, politically speaking, and moving, he will have to contend with the hustler narrative and the political groupings which already exist. That may not be in Rift Valley, that may not be in Nyanza, that may not be in Coast, that may not be in Mount Kenya. It will be everywhere because the Deputy President has basically been campaigning. And so he will go and find those political groupings already there, anti-this, pro-this. Just like it happened in Kisii today, where earlier, before the Deputy President arrived, there were little skirmishes before, of course, he came, he had the Harambe, and it was concluded well. So those are some of those things he will be finding. And lastly, he will also be confronted with the performance of governors. You see, quite a number of governors are now in the dock. Remember, the governor of Nairobi is in the dock, barred from office. That has happened to the governor of Migori. You remember the governor of Kirinyaga, Anne Waiguru, was dragged to Senate. And because some of these governors, he will also be working with them, and he is likely to work with them as political friends. So he will be confronted with that narrative on the loss of money, corruption in the counties, performance of those governors, because service delivery in some of those counties is wanting. So because he'll be wanting to work with them, and because he will be even actually moving with some of them who will be corrupt in that, or on allegations of corruption, that will be a sticky issue. How then does he distance himself from those governors who want to give him political support on the other side? So that will be a tough balancing act for the former Prime Minister, and he'll have to contend with the groupings which already exist, even in the counties, pro-governor, anti-governor, and the senators who want to actually take over governorship in those very, very counties. So it is a real balancing act, and what we know is that the former Prime Minister is already on the ground. He's now starting to move around, and looks like a strategy to counter what William Samoei Ruto, the Deputy President, he's already doing, so that it doesn't look like it is only one person, one leader who is moving around. Until next week, next time, when we pick up an issue and also analyze for you, it is bye for now.